and welcome to Math Minecraft Computers, episode I6, where we'll continue work on the 4-bit bus. Now, before we start, let me show you how clone works. I'm just going to lay out some different shapes of blocks here. And we'll just do a simple 2x3. Actually, I think it might be easier if I go a little bit more, so we'll do this. And we'll add one more layer here. Okay, so now I've got a 4x3. And let's say I want to copy that over here. To make this obvious to see, I'm going to set this a different stone so we can see it. And then I'm going to do the same thing down here. And then the last one is going to be down here. You can see that I have a rectangular shape here with this coordinate. I can pull up my F3 to see my targeted blocks. I'm at 21. Of course, that means I will move over 2. So this will be 23. And then if I go down, it'll be the same in that direction. The only difference is that I have here, I have 24 on the far right. Then this targeted block here is going to be one higher. So it's 15 down here, it's 16 up here. 15 down here, 16 up here, 21 this way, and 23 this way. Now the other part that I have, of course, is this block. So the last number starts at 24 and goes to 27. Now in Minecraft copies, it starts with the lowest number for all of these. You have to know this or something funny has happened. So let me show you what can happen first. So I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to say that we're going to copy this right over to this position. So you can say, okay, well, no problem. I want that block right there to be right here. And of course, my target block is going to be there. Here is our source block, and the way it really works is to make sure that you see this entirely. As I'm going to start copying from here, I'm going to copy to there. So if you think of this as always creates a block, not necessarily a cube, but it's going to be a block with a rectangular 3D shape in this case. And what I want to say is I want to put that same thing here. So when I'm done with this command, I want this exact piece that we see here to be right here. So all we need to do is we need to get the coordinates for that. And you can see that they are 21, 16, 24 for this block. So that's going to be our start. And then I'm going to go here in our end, since we want it to copy from that top corner to the bottom left to get our whole structure, is 23, 15, 27. Now you would think, no problem, I'm going to put that right here. So that's going to be my destination. So you have beginning block, where to stop, the end block, and where to put it. So let me bring up the clone command here. And I will clone exactly what we had. We said it was 21 to 16 to 24. And we stop at 23, 15, 27. Where do we put it? It's the block we're pointed at, which is 26, 16, 24. And when I hit enter, you'd be surprised at what happens. It actually copied it one higher. And the reason that it does that, it actually starts from the lowest coordinate. So you see down here, it started down here at 15 and copied first in an upward direction. And it also copies in this case from right to left because we're facing south, because these get higher. So what it actually did is it started down here and it copied that, and then this, and then it moved to the next one and did that. So because our target was here, and it started here, it started right there. So the way you solve that problem is pretty simple. Let me get rid of all of this, and we will put our target back right here. That's where we actually want this to be. I'll get rid of all of this, and we'll do it correctly. So what we always want to do is we want to start with the lowest coordinate. So instead of using this block as our start block, we want to use this block right here. And our ending block is going to be the opposite. So you always want to pick from the lowest to the highest numbers for your source. And if we do this, then we'll get it correct. So everything's going to be the same, except that now our target is going to be 21, 15, 24. And that's the start block. Our end block is going to be 23, 16, 27, and our target's going to be the same. So I can just bring up that old clone command that we had and put in these new numbers. All I have to do is change this from 21 to 15 and start at 24. And then we have 23, and this becomes 16, 27. And when I hit enter this time, you can see that it copied our target properly. So I said I wanted it here, so it has aligned this up here to this here. And we've copied the block. Now if you wanted it for some reason, say down here, well, we just changed the target. Maybe we want our next one to be right here. No problem. There's our target. I'll make it the same so we know that's our target. Line it up here. There it is. So now we're going to say we want it here. We'll keep it in line. There we go. So we have the same target. Pop up that 30, 15, and 24, and I forgot to change this number. So our target is 30, 15, and 24, and we hit enter, and you can see a copy. When you're using the clone command, you want to make sure that you have that. And now that we know how the clone command works, all we have to do is know that we want to start underneath this switch, right there. That's our starting position because you have to go down to catch all of this wire. So that is where we start, and then of course we want to end 200 units there, in line with this, 200 units forward. So to get those coordinates for our clone, we can use the F3 and we can see they are 15, 13, 24. And we want to clone all the way up here, except we want to move 200 forward. So that is 17, 15, and then 224, because we want to go all the way down to that end. The question is, where do we want to put this? Well, we want to line it up, skip one space here, and put it right here. So this switch should be cloned to here, and the rest should all be cloned to here. So our destination is not here, remember. It is actually down here. So I will leave that for the time being. I'll just put a white concrete in there. So this is the actual target, because remember we're cloning from the bottom up, and we're cloning from the right to the left. So our target is down here, and our target is 19, 13, 24. We pop up our clone, and we put in our source, which is 15, 13, 24. And we say we want it to go to the ending block. It's going to be 17. That's 2 to the left. 15, 3 up, so 13, 14, 15. And then 224. And then where do we want it? We want it right where we're pointing, which is 19, 13, and finally 24. And when I hit enter here, you'll see that we get another copy of that. And you can see it started down there. Just was illustrating that. I'm going to get rid of that and close this in. This becomes, obviously, then now we want to do that same thing. Where do we want to put it? We don't want to put it here. We want to put it 2 below. So really all we have to have is our new coordinates, which are 23, 15, 24. Bring up that same clone command. I don't need to change where I'm starting. I can copy either one. I'm going to copy that first one. But in this case, I need to change this to 23. And that's the only change I need to make, because we want to start down below. And I want to put it at the same. I hit enter here. And we've got another one, which of course is going to be bit 2. Obviously means I got this one wrong, so let me correct that. I forgot where I was at, as I have made this video several times. And then the last one, of course, we want to do the same thing. We want it to go right here. That's in line. So we get our targeted coordinates again, which you can see is 27, 15, 24. And we're just going to pop up that same column and change this to 27, and that is all we need to do. When I hit enter, I get it. So it's a much faster way to build our bus. It's certainly better than doing all that work manually. And this is bit 3. So there's a 4-bit bus. There's bit 1, Let me clean this up. We don't need this anymore. Actually, this will be interesting because you know what's going to be down here, right? Absolutely, we cloned that. And that'll be here too, because that was part of our block. So there it is. That's a 4-bit bus. It has all the queues. I can turn these on or off. If it's on, the top line is off. If it's off, the top line is on. If it's off, the bottom line is on. For all of these. It's off, bottom line is on, top line is on. Same thing here, I'm going to turn them all on. And then, just to make sure that we made it all the way down there, we're going to teleport to the end of this, which, we have lots of coordinates we can use. I'll just go 27, 15, 224, and turn around, and there's the end of our bus. There. So you can see that they're all wired. We got our repeaters and everything copied. So that is our first 4-bit bus. This is unidirectional. It only powers in one direction, which is fine for a lot of uses. And we're going to start using this bus to actually investigate some other portions in the future. We'll build a main bus, which has to be bidirectional. So we might think of this as maybe the inputs of a component. There's some logic that's going to occur further out here, and then maybe, and since most things are going to output, maybe the output would come back, and then we would have a bus in this direction that would be the main. So the inputs come off of it, and the outputs come to it too. And we have to be able to select which input we want, and we have to be able to select which output we want. So we will get to that as we process through our intermediates as we build our 8-bit computer. So once again, 4-bit bus. The bit is a binary digit, on or off, 0 or 1, powered or unpowered. We have a prime or the Q, and then we have the Q prime. This is when you have the switch in the off position, the switch in the on position. They are always off at each other, and of course you have 4 of these, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4. If I copied 4 more, or simply copied from there, 2 below, all the way to here, 200 forward, I'd have an 8-bit bus, but we're going to work with a 4-bit for now. That concludes lesson I6. See you next time.